we're having a performance. It's halfway performance, halfway workshop. It's called Large Lace. So what we're doing today is try to make lace, but a super large scale. So if people know how lace is made, you use pins and you use bobbins, and then you use thread that you overlap. So I'm using, instead of those pins or those bobbins, I'm using people. I think it's giving people really the knowledge of what lace is about, and having fun on a Saturday afternoon. It's part of this project that I've been asked to do by Bedford Creative Arts in Bedford, which I'm trying to revive a bit the history of lace and the making of lace, because Bedford was such a main point for handmade bobbin lace. Since the project started, we started just before Christmas, because it's one of the workshops within this larger project. There's a lot of organization being put into materials, sorting out the people, also the marketing and all that. But specifically on this large workshop, we've been cutting up pieces of fabric, rolling it up, measuring so that it fits within the space. So it's been quite a lot of little details that we need to fix. I'm Spanish originally, so lace is part of my culture. There's a lot of headscarves, like for example mantillas, that are made with lace, and I think it's that overlapping of thread, and it's almost like it's a line that you can draw with, because you have the thread or the fabric or whatever it is, and you can kind of wrap around things and create your own motifs. And I think that's one of the things, and the delicacy of it as well. And you can then descontextualize it and then just create other things with it, which I find quite challenging and also quite nice. Like what we're doing today, it's like taking that weaving and that overlapping of things, and then just doing something completely out of scale that involves people, choreography, and coordination as well. As an artist, I use the space that I'm working in, and I look at the history of the place, at historical background in general, and I look at what we can do with that in a more contemporary art way. So with lace, it's the second time I'm touching on it. Before I used something, I did it with filigree, which is a technique that evokes lace as well. In this case, it's really bobbin lace, and I'm not so sure what's going to take me in the future. I'm working with something on the workshop. I can't say anything. But it's a smaller work. It's not such a large scale. But in the future, I just want to keep on working with size-specific projects, and working with different communities or in different environments where the space as well fulfills or completes the meaning of the work. So the narrative of the work is not only the object or the objects that you're using, but also the space that you put it in.
But it's very interesting, especially the background, the history of it.
As a beginner who's never even touched lace before, it's really, really good. I think I can understand how it's working.
I learnt lace at school when I was about 7 or 8, and haven't made lace for a good 12 years probably. and I sort of started again, and I've realised that I can still remember how to do it, and this is brilliant.
Special atmosphere, very friendly and nice.
And I'd love the idea if all your little threads, or what are these called, the bobbins,
Yeah.
if they had their own mind, that's easier than
You controlling.
you having to look after them all. So this must be easier than doing it